Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Old Guy Firewood, and my name is Dick. And there's been a lot of interest lately in solar power stations, power packs, and I've seen a lot of YouTube videos on them. It seems to be the wave of the future and something that may eventually replace gasoline-powered generators. But I've had a lot of interest in it. Matter of fact, I did a video, and I'll go ahead and post a link to that. But some time ago, when I went out and purchased a 500-watt power station to use for a 28,000 lumen light that I was using in my wood yard to work at night. And it worked great, but 500 watts only lasted about an hour. And I've been thinking about wanting something a little bit bigger. So a company contacted me, OUPES Power Stations contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested in trying out their 2,500 watt power station. And I jumped at the chance. It's something I've been thinking about. And so today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that power station. And I'm going to give you some of the specs on it and some of the advantages of it over the competitors. And I'm not going to get into a whole lot of detail on specifications, but what I really want to do is take it outside, take it in the shop, and get some of my tools out that I would typically use out in the wood yard and not having access to AC power or a long enough power cord. See if this OUPES 2,500 watt power station can run them. So practical applications, I think you'll be interested, so stay along for the ride. This thing comes in a great package, Mega 2 power station. It lists all the specifications here on the side, the box contents. There's five cables that come with it. AC power charging cable. There's an Anderson cable. There's a Mega 2 power station Anderson MC4 cable, and an Anderson car charging cable, which can be plugged in here over on the side. 4 and a Mega 5, and this is the Mega 2. It's 5,400 watts peak power, 2048 watt hour capacity, and 2,500 watts of AC output continuous with a pure sine wave inverter. So you don't need to worry about any damage to any of your appliances or your computers or anything that is sensitive to good sine wave. But let me show you some of the features here. There's an Anderson plug here. There's two USB Type-C plugs, 4 USB Type-A plugs. There's 4 20-amp plug-ins at the bottom for AC power. And there's a 30-amp RV plug outlet, which you can use to power your camper. It's got a regular 12-volt cigarette lighter plug, input and output. And over on this side, behind this little door, is an Anderson plug for charging, AC plug for charging. And down here at the bottom is it says overload protection. It's basically a push-button circuit breaker. On the other end, behind this door, is a connection for you to add additional batteries, and you can actually boost the output of this charger to up over 10,000 watts. The display, go ahead and put it on here. The display shows percentage of charge. It's 100% charged. Over here will show the watts that the item you're using is drawing. over here will show the hours left of use. I brought out a few things that I thought I might want to be able to run in the wood yard. Circular saw, half-inch drill, Dremel tool for sharpening, angle grinder, and a small compressor. Now, this compressor, as I say, it's not a huge one. I think it's a 1-horse compressor, and that's about all this power station can handle. I think if you went with a 2-horse, 2.5, or 3-horse, you'd have to go up to one of the larger Mega Series power stations to power it. But I've used this little compressor to run a framing nail gun, and it does it just fine. So if the power station will run the compressor and get it up to pressure, I think it'll work. But let me put you on the tripod here, and I'm going to try a few of these tools and see what kind of wattage they draw, and see if this power station can handle them. Now, I've become a big fan of using the Dremel tool to touch up my chains on my chainsaw, and I can really see where this would be handy if I'm down back in the woods in the wood yard, not near a power source, and I don't want to move my saw up to the shop and all that. I can have this OUPES power pack in the back of my little Kubota here, bring the Dremel down and plug it in, turn the AC on, and go ahead and sharpen it right here. Now, this Dremel tool is using about 86 watts. Let me see when I put a load on it if it goes up. And it goes up to about 110 watts. And it says I could run it for 14 hours. I have a privacy fence back in the wood yard that's been there for about 15 years. And the boards are starting to rot. And I'm going to be rebuilding it. And it'd be a long ways to run a power cord. Especially when I start putting the new boards back up and need an air compressor and a nail gun. You know, you can get by with your battery powered circular saw and drill and so on, although they don't last a whole long time. You need to change batteries out as you're using them. To actually have an AC power supply right there on site to be able to run your corded power tools and possibly to be able to run a compressor and a nail gun would be fantastic. So let's try this circular saw and see what it does. Okay, with no load, it shows it drawing about 615 watts, which is well within the capability of this power station. Let's see what happens when we try to cut this. Well, that works good. Now, another thing I can see using out in the field is a corded drill. I did a job this past summer where I had to hang some gates at a property that I take care of landscape maintenance. I had to drill some holes through several holes through 6x6 posts, and my battery drill just wouldn't hold up, and so I had to load my generator up, my gas generator up on the truck, and take it down there, and got the job done. But let's see what this 1/2-inch drill will do. Drawing just about 240 watts with no load. Let's see if this thing bogs down at all. I don't know if you could see that, but it was drawing about 320 watts under load. And And what was the time that it said? It said it could run that nonstop for 5 hours. Another tool that I use frequently out in the wood yard is an angle grinder. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to sharpen up the wedge on my 2228 Easton made box wedge. See if I can eliminate a little bit of the slash that I'm getting. Yeah, nice to have an angle grinder that you can use out there without having to go through all that hassle of dragging a couple 100-foot extension cords out. That grinder's a little bit more power hungry than the other tools we tried, about 330 watts, I think. And about 590 watts under load. Let me see what kind of time it said it would run. 2 to 3 hours of steady use. Okay, now here's one I'm really not too sure about. A compressor has a lot of draw on startup, and this is only I think it's a 1 horse. Let me see. Yeah, 1 horsepower compressor, 4.3 cubic feet per minute output. I've used this compressor before to run a framing nail gun, and when I get into that fence rebuild project, if I could have this out there right next to where I'm working and have it plugged into this OUPES power station and have it work, it would be fantastic. So let's see if it'll start it and if it'll build the pressure up. It's drawn right at 800 watts, 812, 815. It says it'll run that compressor for 2 hours straight. And of course, it doesn't run that way. I mean, it runs up to pressure, shuts off, and then as you use it and the pressure drops, it comes back on again. Okay, it's up to about 110 pounds. Let me let some pressure off here and we'll see if it'll come back on again. Well, that's great. And it's going to be nice to be able to have my compressor, my power, everything right here in the back of the Kubota. I can pull up to the fence and work on it, or any other carpentry projects I have around the property where I need power and don't want to run a power cord. Well, I'm pretty impressed with this little power station. It has the latest technology. It has the lithium iron phosphate battery in it, which is the latest technology in batteries. The older power packs had lithium batteries in them. I think Jackery, this same class, same size, still runs a lithium battery. Most of the others have gone to the lithium iron phosphate, but that battery will recharge, recycle over 3,500 times, whereas the old lithium batteries would only cycle about 1,000 times. So it's got the latest battery technology. It's quick charging. It'll charge on an AC power outlet at 1,600 watts, which will charge it in under an hour and a half. And it also will allow you to go into the program and change it to 800 watt input if you prefer to charge the batteries slower. And some folks say that they'll last a little bit longer if you charge them a little bit slower. But it has that capability. It also can be paired with your smartphone so that you can check the status of it from remote location. You can start it and stop it from a remote location. And that's kind of neat. Not something I think I would use, but yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. Now, the main reason that I wanted a bigger one, of course, it's great to be able to run all these tools out in the wood yard, but the main reason that I wanted it was to power that high-powered LED light that I have over the splitter out in the wood yard. So when it gets dark, we're going to go ahead and go out there and turn this OUPES Mega 2 on and plug that 28,000 lumen light in and see how it does. So it's starting to get dark now. I'd say probably in about a half hour or so it'll be pitch black out here, and we'll go ahead and try that and see how it works. So hang around. Well, it's really dark out, folks, and I'm not planning on doing any splitting in the wood yard tonight, but I do want to test this OUPES power station and see how much time it'll give me on this 28,000 floodlight. I know it'll light it, but my 500 watt power station only would give me about an hour, so I'm anxious to see what this does. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Wow, that's pretty darn amazing. Plenty of light to safely run the Easton Made 2228. I do think I'm going to go ahead and put another light over here on this side and eliminate any shadows. But yeah, lots of light, good visibility. Now I want to walk around and see how much time we got on this thing. Yeah, looking good. It's drawing 183 watts, and it says it'll run it for 8 hours, much more than I would ever need. Very, very pleased. Pleased with the lighting situation, and pleased with the other tools that this power station runs. Well, folks, I'm pretty impressed with this OUPES power station. It did everything that I expected it to, and it's going to be a great addition to the wood yard. You know, as I mentioned before, I didn't go into a lot of the technical specifications of the power station, but I'm going to leave a link to the OUPES website in the description of this video, and also a 5% discount code if you use it for my channel. And I think they have some other specials going on right now where you can sign up and get a $50 discount. And I also was told that they're probably going to have sometime this week a Christmas special sale that'll be coming out. But this power station, and if you go to their website and look and read about it in comparison to some of the other manufacturers, this power station produces the greatest amount of energy for the least cost per kilowatt hour of all the competitors in this range. So yeah, great power station. I'm really pleased with it. I'll be using it a lot for night work in the wood yard, and I'll be using it for building projects around the house and around the wood yard. I talked about wood yard applications, but really camping, power outages, running lights and your refrigerator, microwave in your house, it can handle all those things. So if you like this sort of thing, please go ahead and hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button, and leave a comment below, and click the little bell icon so that you'll be notified when I publish new videos. As I've said before, I get requests frequently from different companies to review their products, and if it's something that pertains to the wood yard and to what my YouTube channel is all about, I'll consider it and do it if I think it's a good product. And my feeling is that if you watch my channel, you'd probably be interested in something like this too. I don't want to become a review channel, a merchandise review channel, but I figure you know, I may run across one or two things a month that are pertinent, and if I do, I'll go ahead and do a little video on it, and only because I think it would be something that you would also be interested in. So leave a comment, let me know what you think about that. As I always say at the end of all my videos, the best advice I can give you is to keep moving. So keep moving, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.